Hey everyone, it's Pearlescent Toys back in today's video with another Marvel Legends action figure review. Today we're looking at Silk and Doc Ock. Here is the side of the box. Oh. Um, will you marry me? Anyways, here's the back. Look, I know this box set is pretty old, okay? It came out last year, part of the Beyond Amazing line. Yeah, there it is. And I already have Silk. I've already gone over her in my Spider-Man top 10 video. Go watch that if you haven't already. But I have not been able to get my hands on this Doc Ock figure, and I wanted to do that just to compare it to the other versions of Doc Ock that we've gotten. So yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, nitpick first, just like a small one. And this has been pointed out by a lot of other people in the community. Why were these two made into a 2-pack? I understand they wanted to get Doc Ock back out there, this time with updated face prints and some bonus accessories. And they also wanted to do the same for Silk, update her. But why not just sell them individually? Why were they in a 2-pack? It just it's so weird to me that they went with this super classic Steve Ditko, John Romita Sr., Doc Ock right here, and then they put this brand new 2010s Silk. I don't know, it's really weird. I dig it though, I really like the 2-pack, and we'll get into why shortly. First, let's take a look at Silk. Cindy Moon, better known as Silk, was created by Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos. Humberto Ramos. That's better, right? Debuting in Amazing Spider-Man 2014 issue number 1. She was, to say the least, a very polarizing character upon her debut. However, I feel like a lot of the fan base has turned around on that sentiment and have accepted her and truly embraced this character. Yeah, it's good to see because dude, I love Silk. Oh my. Hey boy, hey, wait. Okay, stop. Yeah, this figure is phenomenal. And I say that I honestly, this could be a top 10 Marvel Legends of all time contender just for me alone, just because I really like the character and the design. But the face prints on this figure are absolutely gorgeous. You can see right here, even with the mask on, it looks beautiful. And taking a closer look at that, yeah, just those eyes too. And then you have her unmasked head sculpt, and this one is just so gorgeous. And I love these head sculpts. They look so beautiful. But not only that, the rest of the sculpt is, again, beautiful as well. It is just a wonderful figure, and those pinless elbows, and yeah, it's just using that Shriek body mold, and it uses it to great effect. Ooh, yeah, one thing I don't like, however, is these big old pegs in the back. Why are they there? What's their purpose? Look, I get it's reuse, but come on, at least make a back part that can cover those up. Geez. But yeah, it's just a beautifully sculpted figure, and yeah, and I love that hairdo, the little bob right there. It is very much different than her Fanvo 2020 counterpart, which I will not be getting into in this video in depth. I am going to save it for a future video, but yeah, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I love the blue highlighting on the hair, and dude, it just looks so magnificent. It's just a great figure overall, and the posability, again, it is wonderful. I'll get into that later in the articulation bit, but yeah, let's actually pivot towards Doc Ock. Dr. Otto Octavius, better known as Dr. Octopus, was created by Stan Lee and Steve What the hell? What just happened? Okay, anyways, Dr. Otto Octavius, better known as Dr. Octopus, was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, and he debuted in The Amazing Spider-Man number 3 in July of 1963. But yeah, Doc Ock here is one of Spider-Man's most iconic villains, and this is probably his most recognizable look, the green jumpsuit with the yellow accents all throughout. So yeah, this is probably his most popular look by far. So it's no wonder why they wanted to re-release this again. It's people are going to want this version of Doc Ock. And that being said, though, this is a re-release, not like Silk, where mostly everything was brand new. There weren't really any borrowed pieces from the previous version of Silk. However, this one shares every single piece exactly the same with that old Doc Ock figure from, I want to say, either the Spider or Lizard Build-A-Figure wave. But yeah, luckily for all of you, I actually have that original version, except this one, I sort of modded it a little. I sort of customized it a bit. Oh, fuck. When you realize your figure is breaking while you're recording, yeah, that's what that was. So yeah, here is my original, I think Lizard Wave, honestly, Doc Ock. No, why? It's coming apart right there. It's getting all loose in there. Dang it. That kind of sucks. Yeah, I had planned out this review. I was like, oh, compare them. Not anymore. No, I'll probably just have to like throw some like super glue or something on into that later. Because like, yikes, it is very, very loose. But yeah, this is my old version right here. And I mean, obviously, as you can tell, this thing has a lot of I messed a bit of it up. Like, look under here. I got some, like, a lot of super glue right here. And in an attempt to clear it, used a paper towel, and that ended up sticking on. Oh my god, it was a mess. Look, guys, I was very young. Inexperienced. That's why I was so excited to get this 2-pack from Amazon, because, I could try again. Essentially what I did was just, like, take out, the claws he comes with, because, like, these ones, they're not posable. You're not going to get any articulation out of them. They kind of suck. However, this one, I went on eBay. I bought some, like, some USB, like, reading lights. And what I did was, I didn't even Dremel this out. Like, I got, like, an X-Acto knife and just, like, sort of slowly, like, scraped away at the inside. It was just, like, yeah, like, I didn't really do a good job doing this. It was serviceable for some time, but obviously now I know a lot more about customizing. I'd probably grab a Dremel and just like dig those holes out, so then it's like even in there and it's like a very nice snug fit. That way, like, the super glue doesn't like come loose like that anytime in the future. Yeah, that's the plan for right now. That's what I'm gonna end up doing with this figure. Just essentially do that, swap that around, and maybe like paint the tips like chrome, just so it like matches with that. Because to me, like, this is like a quintessential Doc Ock. If only it had like bendable claws, it would be the quintessential, no doubt about it. Because just look at the difference in colors. So this one is a very, very more earthy feel. I don't know how to like really explain it that well. This one like feels like it jumped off the pages of Steve Ditko's Spider-Man run. This one, it feels kind of like that, like a more modern take. It looks like an Alex Ross painting, right? It looks like Alex Ross art, where he takes those classic designs and just like throws a bunch of Instagram filters on top of it. That's what this one is. This one, however, is just a spitting image of what I used to read back in the day, those reissues of the old Spider-Man comics from the 60s. But not only do I like the color and the paint scheme on this one better, this one, like, if you want to know what accessories are, you're looking at it. You don't get anything else except for a fist, a C-grip hand, and this head sculpt, which is fine. I like the green glasses. You look underneath, and it's not like digitally photo printed. That is fine and all. However, this one just has a lot more going for it, and I'll get into that in the accessories bit. Oh, dang. So it's not even the, like, hole that's messed up. It's the actual little bendable thing right there. So, yeah, that's just jacked up beyond repair. I'm going to have to, like, try to dig that one out and then put a new one in. Because I was originally just going to resell this, but, no one's going to want to buy that. But yeah, going over accessories. First up with Doc Ock, and you have this sort of, neutral expression face, and underneath you can see like the eyes are digitally printed. That looks wonderful. He also comes with this angry face expression again. painted underneath, and I love the paint on the lips. He also comes with 2 opened hands, 2 fisted hands, and of course his tentacles, which all plug into these pegs in the back right here. You can pretty much put them in any single one you want, but I find that like putting them in this order right here works out the best. And I mean, I think this is how it's supposed to be anyways. And then going over Cindy Moon Silk, first she comes with this masked head sculpt, and then her unmasked head and that mask going down around her neck. She comes with 2 fists, 2 open hands, 2 gripping hands, and this really awesome web shooting accessory where it's coming out of her fingertips. It looks really, really nice. And I love the transparency and even like the tiny little lines right here in the sculpt. It looks wonderful. And it goes around her arm right here. Yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, and this is actually like a separate piece from that open hand. They are pretty much the same sculpt as this one has. All that on top of it. While I'm here, let's go over articulation. Yeah. So this hand itself does not move. It only rotates. You can't go up and down with it. Then with her unmasked head, you're able to look back this much, look down this much. There is a little bit of pivot right there and some side-to-side movement. And now without that little neck piece around, her head is able to move up this much, go down that much. There is some pivot right there and side-to-side movement. Her arm is able to go up this much. And she has shoulder rotation, upper bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, and a standard Hasbro wrist hinge going up, down, all the way around. And she's able to bend this far back, this far forward. There is some pivot right there at the diaphragm and some side-to-side movement. Her leg kicks out this much, goes out to the side that much, goes back a pretty decent amount. She has upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee. Her foot is able to move this far down, this far up, and she has Doc Ock. His tentacles are just able to rotate, and that's about it. So I'm just going to remove them for this portion of the video. So his head is able to move up this much. And able to move down that much. Yeah, not a whole lot of movement there. He, of course, has side-to-side movement. His arm goes this far up and is able to rotate at the shoulder. He has upper bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, and your standard wrist hinge going up, down, all the way around. He's able to bend this far back and this far forward. He has some pivot at the diaphragm and some side-to-side movement. And his leg is able to kick. Why is it like bent in like that? His leg is able to... Oh boy, okay. I got this. His leg is able to kick out this much, go out to the side that much, and go back like the tiniest bit. He has upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee. He has a mid or upper calf rotation, and his foot is able to move this far down, this far up, and he has... All right, time for size comparisons. First, we have the Lizard Build-A-Figure Wave, Dr. Octopus, Spider-Man the Animated Series, Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. And then we have Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man and Renew Your Vows, Amazing Friends and Retro Wave 1, Ultimate Miles Morales and Advance 2.0, Green Goblin and Aunt May. Yes, one of Spider-Man's greatest villains of all time. And also Green Goblin and Doc Ock, Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson, the Marvel Legends Spider-Hams. Here we have the two silks together. This is being the Amazon 2-pack, Fan Vote 2020. And I'm not going to say which one I like more. You got to stay tuned for a future video for that. An action figure showdown. So yeah. Here she is next to Renew Your Vows and Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man, Amazing Friends and Retro Wave 1, Ultimate Miles Morales and Advance 2.0, Green Goblin and Aunt May, Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson, and finally the Marvel Legends Spider-Hams. Finally, here's Doc Ock next to Silk. Now it's time for the final rating and overall thoughts. And for Doc Ock here, I think I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. He is a vast improvement upon the original Doc Ock that came out all those years ago. However, this one... still using those same tentacles, so disappointing, especially since they have like very limited mobility. It really cuts down on like posability. It just, yeah, it's not a fun figure to pose around. However, I love the sculpt, and those head sculpts are phenomenal. And I love the hand choice this time around with those opened and is closed. I felt like last time, him just having the fist and that open C grip hand, that was even more limiting. But this one, you're able to express either rage or like some sciencey stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I'm quite content with that. A 7.5 out of 10 for Doc Ock here. As for Cindy Moon Silk, 10 out of 10. And I'm tempted to go even higher, do like pull a Dave Meltzer, Kenny Omega Okada right here, go even higher than the set amount of 10. I don't know, man. I just absolutely love this figure. It's just one of my favorites, like ever. It's so good, It is a quintessential Silk figure. Like, you'll never need any other Silk figure unless like Mafex does one, please. Those hand accessories are great. The mask hanging down around the neck, fine. That sculpt is just beautiful, and those head sculpts are so dreamy. Like, they're amazing. I'm losing my mind here. I've been single for way too long. I am. Oh. But yeah, that'll do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Anything you can do that'll support the channel will be greatly appreciated. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.